terms of some fan questions that we have had that have come in, some are very simple, some are quite to the point. So I'm going to go favourite song.
Options by NSG at the minute.
Okay, is that something? Are you someone that has to be in the moment musically in terms of before the game? Do you have something on? Yeah,
if the music before the game isn't very good, I don't appreciate it and puts me in a bit of a bad mood. But
so the kit man needs to up his game.
Yeah, kit man needs to stop it.
Most difficult game you've ever played in?
Bristol City on Sky when Fergie was first manager. I came back from an injury and I shouldn't have, and I played terribly and didn't enjoy it. Did
you learn a lesson there? Because as I say, not just in terms of coming back too soon, but also making sure that everything's right. Because mentally coming back from an injury can be as tough as the physicality. Because if you know that one kick's going to kill you, then is that something you really struggled with on that game? Wrestling with playing or not playing?
Yeah, it was difficult because obviously we were in a good run of form when I got injured, and then we were in a poor run of form, and I'd just come to the club. I felt a bit of pressure to come back and help my teammates as soon as possible. I didn't play very well, and I got hammered by my friends, fans and things like that, and yeah, I've definitely learnt a lesson.
Best player you've played with or against? I'll twist that question slightly because you got a lot of joy in playing with Junior and Jack Marriott. Is that because, you obviously had the 3 M's, that was nice, but is it because you kind of knew each other's game inside out?
Yeah, I thought we played quite well as a 3. Obviously Jack had the lightning pace to get in behind, Junior was a bit of a bully, he could get in there. I could pick passes and link up with Junior at the same time. Yeah, I thought we played well together, but my favourite player to play with here was Jack Payne.
Okay.
And when I first came here, I felt that he would always find me in the right position on the half turn, and I'd be getting at the centre arse and things like that straight away. Yeah, Payne was definitely my favourite player to play with.
People asking about tattoos. Do you have a favourite?
Do I have a favourite? I've got so many now, but
how many do you actually have?
I have my whole front body, both arms, my back's done, got a few on my legs. I've got over 100 at least.
Did you? When you first got a tattoo, is it something that you knew would progress from there? Because I'm guessing that once you have one tattoo, you do get into a theme that you want to continue. Is it gone further than you expected it to?
I spoke about tattoos with my dad when I was 15, 16 as a kid, and I've always been fascinated with them. But to be brave enough to go get my first one, that's always scared me, and it wasn't too bad. So from that point on, it was just like, yeah, I want more, I want more, I want more. And
do you think that's probably people's perception of people with tattoos, and people like yourself with tattoos isn't actually a good one? It's not that people assume you're something you're completely not.
Yeah, I remember I went out with my mate in Stanford who's covered in tattoos as well, and there was a woman that commented that we looked like we just got out of jail, and that we literally just standing there, and we're both nice guys. Like, if you got to know us, you'd enjoy speaking to us, but because of the way we look in a certain manner, people don't appreciate it.
Someone's asked about the feeling when you score a goal. You've not been someone necessarily to do any choreographed celebration. You've not been someone who runs with a hand in the air. You tend to just stand there and soak it all in. Is that how it happens for you when goals are scored? Do you just want to take that moment in?
It's a bit of relief, to be fair. It is that I've done my job. It's nice, you can enjoy the fact that you've done something in that game and you've made a contribution, whether you're putting your team ahead, that's probably the best one. But if you're getting back in the game, it's like, yeah, come on, we got this, and it's just, yeah, doing your job, I'd say.
Who did you look up to in terms of when you wanted to be a footballer? Who was your footballing idol at the time?
It had to be Cristiano Ronaldo when I was a kid. I think every kid at my age wanted to be like him when he was at Man U. He was unbelievable, and the way he lived his life and still going now 10, 15 years later, it's just unbelievable.
Someone's asked a question that everyone wants to know: why do you wear odd football boots?
Yeah, a lot of people ask me that, and it's just to be a little bit different. It's not to be like everyone else. I didn't do it under Evans. I didn't have confidence. I didn't believe he'd understand. But since Fergie's come back in, I know he will accept it because he knows what type of person I am.
What inspires you now in terms of progression? Obviously, you've got a young child now in your life, and I guess that's something you want to always continue to strive to be better.
Yeah, of course. I've got a little girl now, and I want to be the best that I can, provide for her, and obviously have the best career I can for myself. So work is always going to be in my head.
And I guess, are you someone that enjoys training? I'm guessing you kind of live for match days. Is that a fair point?
I think obviously training is very important from day to day, but you can't compare to the crowd, the excitement, the feeling of a match day. It's just totally different to training. So yeah, I think every footballer will say they live for match days.
Now, I can't criticise anyone for hair. My receding hairline is going at a fast rate. You've got rid of yours. What inspired your haircut?
I think every 6 months to a year, obviously you know every year I've been here, I've had to change a hairstyle. And this year I just thought, why not? I'll shave my hair, grow my beard.
You want to be posy, don't you?
No, definitely not.
Who's got the worst dress sense? How would you describe your dress sense?
I would consider myself very well dressed.
Okay.
A lot of the boys might banter it a little bit, but I consider myself very well dressed. Worst dressed, it's got to be Conor O'Malley. He's a nice guy, but he can't dress.
He is very safe, isn't he?
Yeah.
In terms of FIFA, who's the best and worst at FIFA?
I think Taff is the best. The guy plays it nearly every day, I think, and did a YouTube channel and things like that. Worst, probably Chapman. Chapman's not really good at all.
Are you someone that looks at FIFA ratings and really loses their head if you've not got the point, the score that you think you should have? Or are you quite happy with yours?
Mine's got better every year, so I've got to pretend I'm happy, but 70 silver is not the best. I'm happy with my team of the week card, 78. That's a good card, but hopefully next year I'll be a gold. I'll take a 75.
Someone's asked, how much money have you spent on Apex and Fortnite, and which game is better?
I do prefer Apex, and I think I spent 80 quid when it first came out, buy the battle pass and buy all the skins and that I wanted, but I wouldn't spend money on games. It's a bad idea, it just goes for no reason.
It's weird because obviously gaming's been in the news in the last couple of weeks. I think one of the managers came out and they say playing too much gaming's got to be bad for a footballer. Do you see it as a way of relaxing? Is that how you use
massively.
gaming?
If I didn't have gaming, I'd put the TV on, I'd watch TV and I'd get bored. I want to do other things. You end up eating because you're bored and put weight on. I think gaming is a nice escape from everything. You have to concentrate, you have to use your hands. It is quite a skillful thing to do and a lot of people don't understand that.
In terms of advice for the next Marcus Maddison, what would you say to yourself, as in when you came through 19, what advice would you give to your former self?
Going out isn't everything. Enjoying your life isn't everything. You've got to be able to enjoy yourself from time to time, but
is it finding that balance?
Yeah, finding that balance. Concentrate on the football. That is what your career is. That's what makes you the money. That's what enables you to have the things you have in life and be able to go out and things like that. So take care of the football and occasionally enjoy yourself, but football comes first.
Why does Ivan Toney slap your head when you score?
Because he doesn't score anymore and I can't pull his pineapple.
It's a fair point, you can't really argue with that. Favourite hat? That's a good question, isn't it? Yeah.
This is my friend's hat. He just started this company, so I think, this is up there. Oh, Fresh Ego Kid, they're my two favourite mates.
Is being a footballer the best job in the world?
That is a matter of perspective. Sometimes it can be the greatest job in the world and sometimes it could be the worst. Sometimes you would prefer 9 to 5 in the office because you're not going to have to deal with the downs and the depressing things. I think we lost 3 games to second bottom, and then we lost to a playoff rival, and I just hated my life for the next week. I didn't enjoy anything. I was moody with everyone, and that's probably one of the hardest things in football. But when you have them happy moments, you can't beat it. And
you talk about those low moments. I guess as people always perceive from the outside that you're just doing it for the money and that's all it really comes down to. But it does affect you potentially more than others in terms of how long it goes on. How long does it take you to get over? Is it something that has to evolve into the next game before you can truly be happy again?
Yeah, it really is. You've got to look at the next game, and if the next game goes right, or you've got to look for them small margins in the next game to try and cheer yourself up if you lose again. So it is very difficult, but
do people find that hard to understand when you try and explain
it? Yeah, massively. A lot of people from the outside don't understand that, and it's just a game of football at the end of the day to a lot of people, but it's life to us lot.
And in terms of the biggest lessons you've learned from the very first game you played for Posh to now, what do you think you've learned the most during the 4 or 5 years you've been here?
Don't be arrogant. Don't think that you're better than people on the pitch. Don't torment other players. Just go out there and do what you can. If that makes you look good or that makes you look bad, then you're doing what you can, but don't be antagonistic. Don't try and wind people up. Just play your game.
And just finally, in terms of the summer that comes up, obviously we want to end the season as strongly as we can, wherever that takes us. Is this summer one that you just want to try and mentally switch off from to go again in it and have a really good pre-season? Because, as you say, last year was difficult for you, not just during the summer, but also pre-season was truncated by, training different times, etc. Do you just want to get your head down this summer, have a little relax, and then come back fine fit?
Yeah. I think obviously we need to concentrate on the last few games, and then we'll go from there. But I haven't thought about summer. I haven't booked no holidays. I haven't even really looked, because we've got 6 big games coming up, and we'll see where that takes us. But obviously, we'll see what happens after that and do what needs to be done from there.